Welcome to DNA's Birding Adventures. We're checking out Nebraska's best birding. This is video number 2 where we encounter a Nebraska blizzard, saw hundreds of thousands of sandhill cranes in Kearney, Nebraska, the Sandhill Crane Capital of the world. It's snowing, but that didn't stop us. And we did take a break during the snowstorm and headed to Rowe Sanctuary afterwards. Found some boisterous birds, the blastoff, and some blinds. We'll travel along Kearney's birding trail and find some new parks. This is the beautiful Cottonmill Park, and then this guy was lonely over at Yany Park. We'll end the day with a beautiful sunset over the North Platte River and a spectacle of sandhill cranes. Almost 1 million sandhill cranes make Kearney, Nebraska and the Platte River their home for 6 weeks while they stock up before they head north. This crane watch guide is great. You can just take all the trails and stopping points all along the Platte River and along the road so you can see the sandhill cranes foraging in the cornfields. We took most of the trails and some more, but our favorite spot was Fort Kearny State Park. We also stopped at Yany Park and the Cottonmill Park, which was our favorite. As far as hiking trails and birding opportunities, we decided to brave the snowstorm and headed back to Fort Kearny since our day pass lasts until the next day at noon. So we got out and wandered down the same trail we were at the day before. Here we go. Okay, today's totally different from yesterday where we were at North Platte. They had 1.5 feet of snow and they weren't expecting this. Some of the highways are closed. We're just gonna try to figure out where the sandhill cranes went today to try to brave all this cold weather. They probably wish they were back in Texas. Anyway, we had to get out. We were in the motel room, freezing out here, but nice to get out and walk. We do hear cranes, so we're wondering if they are staying on the river while it's so blustery. It's gorgeous. Oh yeah, I hear them. Ah! I hear them, Dave. It's coming down. You can hear them in the cornfields. Just saw a couple white-tailed deer run across the trail. Maybe a fox track, I don't know. Nope. We're not going to do any birding for a while. It's too cold and snowy, so let's go bowling. This is the Big Apple, and look at this bowling style. Okay, bowl a strike. Oh, almost. Okay, it's back to birding. The storm has subsided. Starlings and red-winged blackbirds. There you go. Not only were there red-winged blackbirds and starlings, we also saw a common grackle in there and a brown-headed cowbird. So that'll be some new birds for us too. Yeah. Looking for nesting spots. The sandhill cranes were doing their little dances and showing off their feathers. Their short tail is actually feathers drooping down, forming like a bustle. They're about 4 feet tall and their wingspan is 5.9 to 6.5 feet wide. I know the cranes burned a few calories last night with the cold, but they do gain about 80% of their body weight during the weeks that they spend here in Nebraska. This is the Rowe Sanctuary, and we're heading out to the bird blind. This is where you can come and watch them at sunset or sunrise, all congregating on the Platte. You can hear them out there. They're in the fields now. Here's the blind. This is nice. You have to keep the Platte River really shallow and wide, so they have to make sure they keep mitigating all the little islands that build up. It's a nice little blind. The cranes had already blasted off, but we saw 7 or 8 bald eagles flying around and fishing. This Ian Nicholson Audubon Center at Rowe Sanctuary charges $50 per person to come at sunset or sunrise to view the blast-off spectacle from the water. We did see quite a few other birds, but I think we'll have to do that next time, where we watch the blast-off from the water. We are taking advantage of the greater prairie-chicken luck viewing in a couple days, so stay tuned for that video coming up. We watched the bald eagles for a while, catching fish, diving in and out. Hey, we made it through the snowy blizzardy day and even saw some birds. Okay, we're gonna head back to Rowe Sanctuary to hopefully see the blast off from the Rowe Sanctuary Road right near there and the blinds. Here we go on this sunny day, finally. We're at the Platte River at Rowe Sanctuary, kind of at one of the pullouts. But you can hear the Sandhill cranes. They're just about ready to take off. Trying to figure out if they're gonna hopefully come this way. There's probably at least 100,000 in there. Oh my gosh. Here they come. First batch. They're coming right over us. Whoa. Wow. Oh my goodness. Oh God. Look at them all. They're going to like today's weather better. It's going to be 50 degrees. Yesterday was cold all day and blizzardy. The sandhill cranes live about 20 years, and if you see a pair together, that usually means that they're a mated pair. And being monogamous, they breed for life. That was pretty incredible watching them all fly over. Now that they've blasted off, they will head out and find a field to forage in for the day. And a few happened to land right near where we were standing. Looks like that eastern meadowlark is waiting for the cranes to come too. Interestingly, we mainly saw the western meadowlarks. Usually the eastern are out here as well. Just saw some northern pintails fly by. And there's a little pond out there. Another western meadowlark. You can usually distinguish the eastern from the western by their calls on Merlin. We were driving down the road and we saw a flock of Harris's sparrows, and they're much larger than the other sparrows. We actually had one in our yard one time in Colorado. It was nice to see one today because we have a new one for our 2024 list now. We made a quick stop at Yany Heritage Park and we're looking for the mute swan. One had been spotted there and saw a couple other birds first. And then we saw this mute swan. He swam really fast towards us. I think he was looking for food. Cackling geese and a mute swan. Oh my goodness, it's wanting food or something. I must get fed here. It's such a beautiful bird. This one seemed really lonely. It needed a mate. They are from Europe, so they were brought here intentionally for zoos and parks and private residences. But you will find them breeding here in the United States. You are beautiful. Oh, hello. We'll count it. Bird number 162. And then as we were driving to Cottonmill Park, we saw a Prairie Falcon 163. Next stop, Cottonmill Park and the Oldfather Prairie Trail, 2 miles. We were so excited we needed to stretch our legs. Plus, it was quite birdie. This is Oldfather Prairie Trail. It's a 2-mile loop, kind of inside of Kearney, Nebraska. It's really pretty. It's such a treat to see the northern cardinals. We don't have them very often where we live. They're such beautiful birds. The females are just as stunning. It's a whole tree, or 2 trees full of robins. Every trail we were on, we saw the yellow lichen on these deciduous trees. Not sure what it is, or if it's a problem. Let us know in the comments if you have an idea. There's cardinals flying around. We saw a yellow rump warbler. There's a lot of robins. And maybe some crossbills. We'll have to see if we can find those. This little jumping spider is ready for spring. Oh, there he is. There's a northern flicker that just flew over a tree. Huh. There's a prairie off in there. We're at the kind of the top of the trail. Halfway. There's meadowlarks out there, juncos in there. You can hear the robins. It's beautiful. There's a prairie out there. This is Lorma's Overlook. We're still at Cottonmill Park. There's a woodpecker banging on the tree over there. Gotta find that woodpecker. There's a red-bellied woodpecker in here we saw, and downy woodpeckers and hairy woodpeckers, plus northern flickers. We're heading here. It's cardinals calling. Heard a house finch, American robins, and we're trying to find the woodpecker. You can hear him knocking. It's gorgeous. Heading down there. Saw a downy woodpecker. Can hear the Canada geese. It's like a woodpecker tree right there. Just saw a hairy woodpecker. So there's all kinds of stuff in here. It's beautiful. This bike trail goes all over Fort Kearny and to Fort Kearny State Park, which is nice. It's 13.1 miles to Kearny State Park. There's our car over there all by itself. And it's Saturday. This is a beautiful park. I can't believe there's not more people. It'd be great to bike ride. To bring our bikes next time. There's actually a trail that goes around the city as well. The cackling geese have a lot shorter necks, and the Canada geese have real long necks. There's redheads, ringneck ducks, a lot of Canada geese, shovelers. There's a whole bunch of snow geese and greater white-fronted geese, gadwalls. All the Canada geese have kind of paired up. There's another pair. Love is in the air. It's that time of year. The gadwalls are doing their little spring dance. It's like tourists at the beach.
Wow, there's thousands of geese here.
I know. All the Sandhill cranes have spooked them over here. Last stop, we had to head back to the Fort Kearny State Park to watch the Sandhill Crane staging and then fly over the bridge on the Platte River for sunset. Okay, the golden hour is starting. It's quite beautiful on the Platte River. The only difference tonight is that there are way more people than there were the other day in the snowstorm and when we first got here. It is Saturday. Everyone's lining up on the boardwalk to watch the Sandhill Crane spectacle with all those almost 1 million Sandhill cranes flying by. There's a male kingfisher sitting over there catching fish. It's a lot calmer today. And we had several birds to entertain us while we were waiting for the big guys, the Sandhill cranes. North Platte. There's a song sparrow sitting in that tree right there, just waiting on the sandhill cranes. Here they come. White-tailed deer. Into the sunset. Nice bee. Oh yeah, snow geese and sandhill cranes. Huh. It was an incredible couple days. We did get a lot of birds at the Cottonmill Park, Yanney Park, and then of course almost 1 million sandhill cranes. And 9 new birds for 2024. We're at 163. Tomorrow we head to a greater prairie chicken luck. So foreshadowing there, you saw we got it on our LIFEBIRD list. That will be our last Nebraska video with the greater prairie chicken luck. Thanks so much for watching, subscribing, and happy trails to you. Until next time.